A very well welcome from the Toyota Automotive team. Our great team today join us: Pritam, Aisha, Mustafa, Blake, Shantanu, Maz, and myself. Our team today believe that Toyota has a great potential to open their operations successfully in Morocco. We hope to demonstrate this holistically by using a wide range of analytical tools. Our agenda today is driven by Smith's 6 fundamental facets of marketing, that being situation, objectives, strategies, tactics, actions, and controls. A brief overview of Toyota's profile illustrates its robustness as an automotive company. It has a global market of 10.7%. It has a long-standing history, founded in 1937. Its strong ethos and values, such as the humble ones that you see in front of you, contribute certainly to a large success that it has today. We can further see how they operate by analyzing Toyota's seven S's. It covers hard and soft elements across the board, such as system, strategy, structure, staff, skills, and style. I will now be passing on to Shantanu, who will now discuss the financial highlights.
Thank you, Matteo. Good evening, everyone. I'm Shantanu. I would like to talk about the financial highlights and performance of Toyota. In terms of revenue, we can see a consistent growth over the 5 years with an increase of 19% from 2022 to 2023. In terms of operating income, it has stagnated for the past 5 years. In terms of the net income, it has stagnated in the past 5 years with a gain of 11.5%, then a decline of 9% in the following years. In terms of Toyota currently boasts a market capitalization of $330.86 billion, which ranks it the 28th most valuable company globally. Toyota has shown a consistent growth in the past 10 years, maintaining a 9% return on equity, which makes it one of the most consistent companies in its industry. In 2023, Toyota grew by 18.4%, bringing their net profit to 18 billion USD, which enables them to allocate funds to R&D and as well as future initiatives. In existing markets, the Toyota has maintained such consistency overall due to its robust global network of manufacturing plants and R&D facilities. Toyota has the largest share of manufacturing plants and R&D in Asia, with Japan leading in both sectors, while North America and Europe follow. Toyota does business in around 170 plus countries and produces around 45 different types of hybrid models are sold in 90 plus countries. Here we can see the different competitors in different regions, where Hyundai is the most consistent competitor overall over the globe. And here we have a quarter 5 forces analysis for Toyota. And as you can see, the threat of new entrants is quite low due to high capital requirements, stringent regulations around safety and emissions, and strong brand loyalty among Toyota customers. Bargaining power of suppliers is quite weak due to Toyota's large production volume, granting them leverage over the suppliers, and also they also have different suppliers for different materials. And bargaining power of buyers is quite weak due to Toyota's large production volume, granting them leverage over suppliers. Also have, I've gone. Yes, bargaining power of buyers is quite strong as they have wide range of choices and rise of alternatives. Threat of substitution is quite moderate due to increasing popularities of EV and advanced in transportations. The competitive rivalry is quite high, strong, as there are numerous competitors and it's a growth industry. So moving on, I'll be passing on to Mustafa to continue it. Thank you.
Thank you, Shantanu. Here we are evaluating the export readiness of Toyota. We are using the 15 Bs models, and not just for evaluating the export readiness, but also for it. We are using this model for its comprehensive nature, for assessing different aspects of Toyota, including different factors with the company, with the country, target country, with the capacity and the companion. Starting with the company sections, we are talking about promoters manifested by the founder and former and current traders. Moving to the products, where Toyota is the first company to produce 300 million cars with outstanding sales. Moving to the pricing with extended locations and extending network of Toyota, as explained by my colleague Shantanu, facilitate the competitive pricing of Toyota products. Moving then to the purpose of the company, facilitated by its mission and vision, and the predisposition of Toyota and its global presence facilitate further growth. Moving to the next section of the country, we are talking about the Toyota adherence to meet the law. Next, please. We are talking about the country. We are talking about Toyota commitment to people and its customer first policy. We are talking about Toyota adherence to law and regulation in the target market and its potential in a grow in these markets. Following by the company, we're talking about partnership and purchases as a one point, focusing on Toyota partnership with distributor as Abdul Latif Jamil, which facilitate direct access to export markets and also provide understanding of the market structures. Moving of the last section of the model with the capacity, Toyota has been significantly investing in promotion, excelling in conveying the value of its product and its positioning as also a market leader in the automotive industry, and its proficiency by investing significantly in training and developing its 375 employees. Moving to production and Toyota TBS Kaizen of continuous improvement, and then the new global architecture of Toyota is catered to the needs and different regions. Moving to lastly to the payment with Toyota recruitment process effectively compensate suppliers and ensure payment for exported goods. After that, we are moving to the SWOT analysis, identifying strengths and weaknesses, and also identifying opportunities for further growth and threats to be mitigated by Toyota. In strength, we are highlighting on the global presence and the brand reputations and the extensive supply chain facilitated by milk run and joint transportation for cost minimizations. We are talking about the weaknesses, highlighting the perception of plan design lacking innovation and excitement and dependency also in the Japanese market. Opportunities for Toyota can lie in the emerging markets, where Toyota can foster strategic partnerships for knowledge transfer and navigating new markets. And lastly, the threats. A growing market presence of low-cost competitors of other Japanese manufacturer and Chinese manufacturer, and the rapid innovation of competitors, regulatory change and supply chains disruptions are also other factors and constitute threats for Toyota. Moving next to the alternative target markets with Pritam.
Thank you, Mustafa. Hello, everyone. So I'm going to discuss about alternative target markets for our company's international expansion in the automotive sector. We have narrowed it down to 3 promising markets: Vietnam, Bolivia, and Morocco. But we have selected Morocco because of their automotive industry value and growth. We can see that forecasted value of $5.5 billion by 2027 with CAGR of over 6%, and also for their infrastructure quality, which is 73.6. It is quite impressive. However, Morocco's stable economic environment, robust automotive industry growth potential, investment incentives, favorable infrastructure and production labor force make it an ideal choice for our expansion strategy. Moving to demography of Morocco. We can see that Morocco has a population of 38.2 million, ranking 11th among 58 nations, 58 African nations. This makes it one of the continent's most populous countries. A significant portion of Morocco's population is under 30 years old, with a median age of only 29. This youthful demographic indicates a growing consumer base for businesses. The demography of Morocco is characterized by its large population size, young age structure, ethnic diversity, urbanization, and the predominant influence of Islam. Understanding this demographic dynamics is essential for policymakers, businesses, and organizations operating in or considering involvement in Morocco. Moving to question analysis. Morocco is a politically stable country with a constitutional monarchy. It also has a steady economy projected to grow at 3.39% until 2028. The country has a young and growing population presenting a large workforce, but also straining resources. There are improvements in infrastructure, including internet penetration. In conclusion, understanding these factors is crucial for businesses operating in or considering Morocco. By carefully analyzing and addressing these political, economic, social, technological, environmental, and legal factors, companies can make informed decisions and develop strategies to mitigate risks and capitalize on opportunities in the Moroccan market. Moving to infrastructure and competitiveness scores of Morocco. Morocco has a comprehensive road network, including highways, expressways, and rural roads. The country also has several ports along its Atlantic and Mediterranean coasts, including the ports of Casablanca, Tangier, and Agadir. Urban areas in Morocco have a mix projects like mix of traditional modern infrastructure of traditional and modern housing infrastructure. The country focuses on renewable energy projects like solar and wind farms to diminish reliance on imported fossil fuels. In conclusion, Morocco's infrastructure plays a vital role in supporting economic growth, enhancing connectivity, and promoting tourism. Thank you. I would like to hand it over to Matteo for innovation ranking and workforce.
Thank you very much, Pritam. Looking into the innovation rankings and workforce, Morocco has a strong performance in these areas, climbing in the ranks of innovation, GDP in comparison to other regions nearby, and an array of labor productivity. And also we have, Morocco has a training initiatives that really, they have training initiatives designed to close the skills deficit and within the automotive industry by providing relevant training and educational opportunities. And in terms of, as for the automotive market analysis, we find that Toyota can capitalize on the strong financial performance in the state of Morocco. For example, it is projected that the compound annual growth rate will grow by 6% in the span of 5 years, and for hybrid cars specifically by almost 3 times of that. Incredibly, in 2023, Morocco was ranked the second largest exporter for automotives. 50% of Morocco's cars are small and medium size. And then when we look into the specific competition in Morocco, we see that Dacia is at the top, and in sales, that is a medium-sized cars like the Peugeot 208 and the Renault Clio, and they're experiencing rapid growth. And as for the entry conditions, it's looking very promising as well. Morocco already contains a robust network of suppliers in components and raw materials for cars. For example, there are 2 large investments from American and Chinese companies. Lastly, Toyota can benefit from the investment incentives provided by the Moroccan government, retaining larger profits for Toyota. Such beneficiaries are the free zone status, 0% corporate tax for the 5 years, duty exemptions, and more. Thank you. I will now be passing on to Blake, who will now discuss the entry strategies.
Thank you, Matteo. So we considered 3 potential entry strategies for Toyota entering Morocco: direct exports, wholly owned subsidiaries, and joint ventures. We want to quickly discuss some of the pros and cons of each. For direct exports, the pros include limited need for new infrastructure, Toyota's experience in direct exports, which they've been doing for over 70 years. And as Mustafa mentioned earlier, Toyota is very export ready. The cons include high labor prices in Japan when compared to somewhere like Morocco, which would increase cost, and the limited knowledge of the Moroccan market. Wholly owned subsidiaries, on the other hand, provide a streamlined decision-making process, brand consistency, and intellectual property protection, but they would include a large initial investment. As a point of reference, Stellantis spent something like 250 million pounds building their plant in Morocco, and again, that limited knowledge of the Moroccan market might present some challenges. In terms of joint ventures, there's a lower initial investment, which is obviously a positive. Toyota has experience with joint ventures, which we'll see in just a moment. And there's a knowledge transfer there because the company in the joint venture would have some experience in the market potentially. Some of the problems or potential problems of a joint venture include exit challenges, conflicts of interest between firms, and that shared decision-making process leading to some challenges. So you can see a summary of some of the strengths and weaknesses here, but based on the strengths of the joint venture model, we've decided that's going to be best for Toyota as they enter the Moroccan market. So we wanted to look at some successful joint ventures that Toyota has gone through in the past as a point of reference. One is the General Motors joint venture, which lasted from 1986 to 2010. GM wanted Toyota's experience, that Kaizen model that we talked about earlier. Toyota wanted a presence in the United States. They eventually moved on from that partnership once they had more presence on their own in the US, but it helped them get a foothold. And then more relevantly is the PSA deal in the Czech Republic, in which PSA and Toyota shared manufacturing 50-50, and Toyota eventually bought PSA out. So they manufactured similar cars together for a number of years before Toyota eventually took over the plant and manufactured just their models. So we want to do a joint venture in the Moroccan market that's similar to that. So we're going to base it on the Czech Republic model with a 50-50 manufacturing partnership, with both companies developing models over the length of the agreement. Toyota is going to be producing the Toyota Yaris initially. It's a similar size and market to the Peugeot 208, which is currently manufactured by Stellantis in Morocco. And it's going to be a temporary agreement similar to the GM and the PSA deals in length. So again, we'll be introducing the Yaris, both the petrol and then the hybrid model, to the Moroccan market in the coming years. I'm now going to turn it over to Maz to talk about our financial planning.
Yeah, thank you so much, Blake. So I'm going to talk about financial planning of the joint venture we are having at. So talking about the Morocco's automotive industry, it is a blooming $4 billion in 2021. And as we can see, the growth is very vast. It is 23.5% year-over-year increase. So talking about the government is planning for 700,000 units per year by 2025. So it's a very big market which they have landed in. So talking about the strategic rationale for Toyota, this joint venture presents an opportunity to expand its presence in Africa and Europe. And talking about Peugeot, it provides access to Toyota's advanced technologies which they can use and get good sales and good entry in the market. And talking about the joint venture structure and ownership, they both have a structure of 50-50% partnership, where Toyota will be having a good lean manufacturing process as their specialty, and Peugeot will be having experience as their specialty in it. Then talking about the financial projection, Toyota, they are expected to have 100 million as their revenue, and if we calculate it, it comes up to 7,000 units if the average is like $14,500 in it. So again, if we see the operating profits, if we calculate this up, comes up to $6 million per year, and for the year 5 it goes up to $25 million. And synergies and cost saving, as Toyota is very good at lean manufacturing and cost saving, they can save up to 30 to 40 million annually by within 3 years, as Toyota has a good manufacturing unit and Peugeot has a good experience in the market, so they can get idea what to do and what not to do. And tax incentives, they can, as Morocco is not a very tax gripped country, it gives good incentives, so they can save up to $6 million over 5 years. Talking about export opportunities, as the globalization is the key for the manufacturers, the export opportunities can go up to $150 million annually by year 5. Next slide, please. Yeah, so you can have a look at the table, which includes cost of sales, operating expenses, marketing, payroll, repairs, distributions, utilities, insurance, operating profit, and corporate tax. Perfect. Now moving on to mechanics of entry strategy. So Toyota and Peugeot needs a good strategy to enter in the market. They should have a comprehensive entry strategy which must be implemented. So number one is market research. They should have a good market research of how they should work into the market, such as customer preference, purchasing behavior, industry trends. Additionally, they should also have competitive landscape, such as who are the existing players, what's their market share, what's the pricing strategy, and what are the potential demographics and income levels. Number two is legal and regulatory compliances. They should know what are the legal regulations, what are the entry norms, what are the permits, licenses, export duties, and etc. Number three is distribution channels. So if they want to be in the market, and if they want to grow in the market, they should tie up with the local dealers and distributors. So it would make them strong locally and good for their distribution channels. And Toyota is one of the best in distribution, so it will help a lot to them to increase their market share. Number four is product localization and adaptation. So as Peugeot and Toyota are in the market, they should know what the vehicle's design should be, what are the features, specifications, regulation, climate conditions, infrastructure, and what are the potential chances of hybrid and electric vehicle models which they are coming up with. Number five is marketing and branding. So finally, we must develop a comprehensive strategy to build a brand awareness and promote Toyota's vehicle in the Morocco. And marketing is one of the most important, and that's why we have given marketing a good amount of budget so that they can spread awareness and sell their vehicle more and get up with good sales. And the last is after sales services. As we know that Toyota is one of the best in after sales services with their workshops, their high grade machineries and staff which they provide with, and this will help them a lot because after sales service is very important for a customer indeed. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Ahmad. So moving to the certificates and other legal requirements, I'm highlighting some of the most important certificates to include. After determining our partnership as a joint venture, we need a negative certificate for obtaining a trade name, following by designating the registered office. And one of the important steps is the article of association, identifying the role of administration and management, and identifying the relationship between the partner as well as the relationship between the partner and any third parties. Moving to then the registration of the article has to be registered in the registry and the stamp office, following by subscription form to include the payments from the shareholders. 25% of the shares must be blocked and must be deposited in the bank in a blocked bank account, followed by submission of company incorporation file, and this is important to be done through the regional investment center, including the trade registry, the registration with tax authorities and the social security funds, followed by legal advertisement, obtaining of approval of foreign investment, specific industrial license and permit for the automotive industry, and finally by an environmental impact assessment when needed based on gas emissions and land affected by manufacturing activities. Moving next to the pricing strategy, we are using the 7Cs international pricing strategy based on two categories: the primary factors and the secondary factors. Primary factors including costs, including marketing and distribution costs and others, competition, understanding the competitive landscape, customer, their needs and the preferences. Moving to the secondary categories, the cultural differences, the channels of distribution, and how much the company is distributing and trade globally, the currency rate and the ability to respond to the currency fluctuations, and other rules and regulations controlled by the government. And we end up to a conclusion of using a competitive pricing and putting a value based on the competitor prices, especially in a market which is largely homogeneous, where other competitors as Peugeot 208 and Renault Clio is operating in the market. So we are moving with a competitive pricing, and then our promotion strategy will be mainly about focusing on Toyota product quality, emphasizing the performance, the durability and reliability, also focusing on non-monetary offerings as being important to younger Moroccan consumer, including customization, customer service, and repair and warranty policies. Moving next to our marketing channels, we are focusing on 4 marketing channels, including dealership marketing for community presence, like shows and hosting events. Digital marketing, also focusing more on social media, including YouTube and Facebook, and also search engine optimization. Our third channel will be influencer advertising, reach and resonate with the local audiences. And our last, especially in dense urban area, is using billboards and for outdoors advertising. Moving next to Aisha with distribution strategy.
Thank you, Mustafa. Moving further with the distribution strategy, globally, Toyota implements an indirect distribution strategy relying on authorized dealership to sell its cars. The Japan Times reported that by 2019, Toyota had over 6,000 dealers in Japan and had introduced a car rental program through its dealers. Moreover, Toyota channels spare parts through a distributor network to ensure availability in the market. Moving on, talking about Morocco, they have a robust supplier network comprising over 250 automotive suppliers in the country. competitors like Renault source one-third of their materials from local suppliers. The Albaroc high-speed rail line connects Casablanca and Tangier, both of which are served by the Tanger Med Port with a capacity of 9 million 20-foot equivalent units. Due to absence of formal legislation, Moroccan territory participants have the freedom to select their preferred distribution relationships. Moving on to Morocco distribution, the distribution strategy would be indirect distribution through dealership agreements and distributor networks. The company Abdul Latif Jamil would be managing the distribution for Toyota in Morocco, which has been a distributor for Toyota in other countries since 1955. This partnership has provided successful sales for Toyota in the past to complete global expansion of this deal. So, capitalizing on this long lasting partnership would be the ideal distribution for this new venture. Moving on, payment options provided by Toyota in accordance with upcoming laws. First is the Morocco's Law 69/21, which promotes timely payments and clearly define its terms, including deadlines and other conditions. Information regarding payment conditions must be well defined, and there should be a clear communication. Next is the Morocco's Law 31/08, which ensures consumers having clear access and fair information of prices, labeling, and conditions of sale. It provides the right to choose and withdrawal. Moreover, the protection of economic interest implies taking up business practices like promotional advertising, sales with bonuses, and distance selling. The last slide includes the payment plans comprising of two categories. First is to the individuals. This includes cash purchase. The consumer can pay through bank transfer or check. There is possibility of discount to customer, avoidable interest charges, and immediate ownership of the car. The second plan is the installment plan or the classic car loan. This includes flexible payment plans based on financial capacity and budget. The possibility of down payments and installment plan extended up to 72 months with a fixed interest rate. The third plan will be trade-in. Customers having old Toyota model can use it as a down payment for the new purchase, and the rest will be paid in the installments. The last payment option will be the wholesale, including promotional packages. This is for the businesses who would like to buy multiple car bundles, and for that they will get attractive discounts and add-on service offers. Now Mustafa will explain the last slide of short-term and long-term plans.
We have identified different goals moving from short-term to medium-term and long-term goals and plans. But what is most important is the consensus between Toyota and the partner on the goals, the quantity and the nature of goals, also for maximum benefits. In our short-term goals, we identified several factors, including overcoming the governmental barriers, market entry, and the knowledge transfer. Moving to medium-term goals from the third to the sixth years, including vertical integration, revenue, and increase the available capital. Moving to long-term goals, after operating for a long time, there will be potentially, based on the performance and how much goals we achieved, there will be a potential and opportunity for export to North African region and maybe acquisition of operation to establish a wholly owned subsidiary. During the years, we have identified different indicators to evaluate the performance of this joint venture, including economic indicators, including return on investment, cash flow and productivity, strategic indicators, including competitiveness, such as reputation, technology, and company size, marketability, including the market share and sales growth. Customer relations also is identified as one of the strategic indicators. Moving to behavioral indicator, including equity, including the harmony, the trust, and the clear responsibility between the partner. Moving to work relationship, including the good relationship and the work satisfaction. And lastly, the knowledge indicator, including learning, market know-how, and the management know-how. And that's it for the slides. And thank you for listening. And thank you for everyone on the team for your contributions.